Yo, 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 what's up? It's another episode of Nothing Nice. We in here. I got my brothers with me today. Of course, I got Mook, who's in the building all the time. Yes, sir. And then I got the one and only Samson in the building.
What's up, man? I'm glad to be a part, man. Glad to be a part, man.
Bro, this is a Mississippi takeover right now.
Yeah, you already know.
Every time.
It's a Mississippi takeover. Kinda,
Right.
sorta. I mean, we're gonna see what y'all takes are, because you know y'all don't have a football team to talk about, but whatever. Yo, y'all had a good week?
Oh yeah, man.
I'm good.
I bet. Well, let's get into it. We got the Super Bowl in front of us, so let's just hop right into it. So it's the matchup. We got the rematch of 2 years ago. We got Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. What y'all seeing coming out of this game? Samson, you can start this one since you're the guest.
I'm saying, man, like, will Kelsey retire after this 3 in a row? If they go 3 in a row, is that a possibility? Has he done all he wanted to do in the sport, and does he want to pivot and take his talents elsewhere? You know what I mean? I'm hearing Tyreek Hill is unhappy where he is. Will he make a return? Is it possible that he could make a return and try to do a 4-peat? And then, just on the Philly side, I hate to be, negative on the Philly side, but I'm like, did Philly make the worst mistake in 13 years, potentially letting go of the best coach, the greatest coach of all time?
Oh, okay. I like that. Hey, Mook, go
seen
ahead,
from that
backdoor on
perspective.
that.
I ain't heard it from that perspective.
For sure.
Yeah. My whole thing is what the script say. Because the script been it's been right so far. So what the script say? Who on the script, who supposed to win? Because the script been going just according to plan. I mean, if you look at that Super Bowl logo, it ain't no coincidence they got their colors. So them
That's hilarious.
colors been red and green all year. So the script is going according to plan. So what the script say?
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say about that. Well, about Samson's point. So Andy Reid, this might be a legacy moment for him for sure. To be the first coach to three-peat in football, that's huge. Would I call him the greatest coach ever if he does? I don't know if I could, because unlike, it's kind of like the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, except for Bill Belichick got 7. Like, but we saw what Andy Reid was doing before he had Patrick Mahomes. He had, I think it was 4 trips to the NFC Championship where he lost. And he had Donovan McNabb got to the Super Bowl with he and T.O., but then they still couldn't get it done. He goes to KC, they get Pat Mahomes, get him in the game, and that's all she wrote. But, I mean, that's interesting, man. Could he be possibly the greatest coach?
If I'm not mistaken, he is close to, if not there, to 300 wins. So as far as just the wins alone, he is in that conversation. You know what I mean? Obviously, I know we judge players and coaches based on the big game, which is, that's respectable. But I believe, he's getting there. You know what I mean? He's getting in the conversation, if not already in the conversation, just based on the wins. And back to your point, Mook, I'm going to say the script says that the Eagles should win the game. Well, I know I may be getting ahead of myself, but that's what the script would say, just based on, individual positions, the running game. Saquon is a beast. I gotta show respect, man, because it looks like no one has been able to contain this man.
Right. But I'm gonna just come in, but like, that's the thing I don't like, man. I don't like the disrespect, man. They putting on my boy name, like Jalen Hurts ain't made the last 3 running backs that he played for have career years. You look at Swift. You look at Sanders, career year. You look at Swift, a career year. You look at Saquon, a career year. Even Kelsey said, man, you got to put some respect on my boy name. And I was just looking at this to a take today on SportsCenter, and it was like, so what if Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl? They like, So he still wouldn't be a top, like in the top 5. I'm like, what makes Joe Burrow and all those guys a top 5? Like, what they keep saying they ain't got the talent. Like, what really is
I
talent?
got him in my
Because
top 5. I got him in my top 5. I got him in my
You
top
already
5
have
right
him in the
now.
top 5.
I
Yeah, I got
already
him in
got
my
him in my
top
top
5 right
5 too. Because since win is
Yeah.
winning not the main thing. Since
Yeah.
win is winning not the main thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me play this out first before I disagree. I have Patrick Mahomes 1. That's easy. I have Lamar Jackson in there. I have Josh Allen in there.
Number 5 is really interchangeable.
Okay. I'm
Because
not mad at it.
I'm gonna finish your list because I like your list. I'm gonna go ahead and go Joe Burrow 4, and then
Okay.
we can get interchangeable with number 5 with Jalen, Love,
Love ain't did enough,
I
man.
don't know beyond that. And
Love ain't
I
did
may be
enough.
giving Jordan Love too much love, man.
Now this is
Yeah, I
my
was gonna
top
say
5.
I
you might
may
as
be
well throw
giving some
C.
disrespect
Oh,
to
you might as
Jalen,
well.
man,
I was
because
gonna
this is
say
the
you might
second
as well
time
throw
to
Daniels in there if
See,
that's the case.
this my
Who
top
was that?
5.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Oh That's early though.
So,
It's
so,
early. We got to see a
so
repeat of that.
yeah, we got
Yeah,
to see him do
CJ
it 2 years.
Stroud's in that conversation for 5th.
DJ.
Yeah. So this is my top 5. I gotta go Pat Mahomes by himself. Like it shouldn't even be like
Right.
it's Pat Mahomes and then there's a drop off, right?
Everybody else.
But I
For
gotta go
sure.
Pat Mahomes. I gotta go Jalen Hurts because since win is winning, not everything. Since he came in the league, he's like what second or third in wins.
Yeah,
And
I think
the
3rd.
head-to-head battles with Jalen Hurts, with the head-to-head battle with Josh Allen, the head-to-head battle with Burrow, the
Yeah.
head-to-head battle with Lamar. Jalen Hurts
He
beat
coming
all
out on
those guys.
top.
And they
Yeah.
keep talking about Jalen Hurts got so many weapons. You can say the same thing about Lamar Jackson, all due respect. I mean, he
Can
went
you?
into last year, he went into the playoffs with the number 1 rated defense. That defense was stingy last year.
Okay,
That defense
that's
was
true.
stingy. On a
Yeah.
stingy. And
And they
they
got
always
more
will stop
weapons
their
But talk
run.
about the offense, though. The offense wasn't like that.
The offense you see time and time again is that Lamar Jackson, great as he is, he does not know his identity. He don't know who he is in the playoffs. You can't
Man,
hear
the
him
man
say,
has proven he can sit in
my
the
mom was
pocket.
mad at me because I stopped running. He care about how it
I don't
looks
like.
too much.
I disagree with the fact that he hadn't proven who he is. He has done both at a high caliber.
No,
He has
I'm
sat
talking
in the
about simply
pocket
in it. I'm talking about simply in the playoff.
in the playoff. Okay.
Right. I'm
You
not
saying
talking
that
about regular
he
season
won't go one? He
because
won't.
I don't care if Lamar Jackson go undefeated in the regular season. We know he can do that. He's great. But he's
Right.
in that Peyton Manning stratosphere where you
Yeah.
got to win a championship.
Okay. So let me stop you, because Peyton Manning was different. Peyton Manning had better weapons than Lamar had. Lamar is the weapon. Peyton had Reggie Wayne. He had
Dallas
Marvin
Clark.
Harrison. He had Dallas Clark.
Yeah.
He had weapons he had running backs all the time. So he had weapons. He just wasn't getting it done in the playoffs. Lamar, even with Derrick Henry there, they're building around Lamar. It's Lamar because he's
Oh,
so dynamic with his legs. Because he's so dynamic with his legs as well as his arm, it keeps defenses a little more honest, and you would have to be against
right.
other teams.
But I'm only talking about from the perspective of Peyton Manning couldn't get past Brady.
Right.
Right.
Pat Mahomes got all these guys in the chokehold.
I agree with
And
that.
that's another thing that I don't think
He's Jordan.
I don't hear enough people considering that. Yeah. He is going up against literally in his own division 3 potential Hall of Famers if they can put something together in
Facts.
I'm not
Burrow,
saying
Allen, and
I don't I don't got no respect for Burrow, man, because they putting him up in the top. We know 2 things about I can tell you 3 things for sure that we know about Joe Burrow. One is that this year he's due for an injury because he's hurt every other season. We know next year he's due for an injury to be out. And we know the second thing is he's never done it without at least 2 number 1 receivers. Every time they ask the question, Stephen A. especially, he always asking, why do they always start slow every year? I can tell you why. Every year at the beginning of the season, one of those number 1s are hurt, and he's only left with one.
They out. They out.
Yeah, one of those number 1 receivers is always hurt.
Yeah.
It was Higgins this year. Usually one of those number 1s are out. Or Joe Burrow is coming back from an injury because he's hurt every other season. When they told me the best ability is availability.
They almost made it. They weren't. It wasn't a lost season for them this year. You know, they didn't make the playoffs.
But we can't make
for the amount of talent they have, it low-key was.
But we can't make no excuses because Tom Brady would never.
You're right.
Peyton Manning would never play the whole 17 games and miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
You can't be top 5 and you miss the playoffs. We seen Jalen Hurts in his rookie year. Listen to this though, before you go in, John.
You're right.
I got you. Go ahead. Rookie year with a rookie coach.
Right.
With a rookie coach, a rookie number 1 wide receiver in Devontae Smith.
Right.
Take them boys to the playoffs, only to lose to the same team that everybody lost to the playoffs that year in Tampa Bay.
Yeah. You might make me change my 5, man.
No. I hear what you're saying. However, when we listed the top 5 quarterbacks, and then we listed the guys who could be interchangeable in that top 5, we left out Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has also been to a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy has habitually gone to the playoffs, but we leave him out.
Though.
Why?
We talking about bus drivers.
Hold on, bro. No, hold on. We leave him out. We leave him out because we feel like there are levels to this. We feel like we can plug those other quarterbacks who we named. We could plug them into his team with the 49ers, with that squad, and they could go to the playoffs. That being the case, I feel like there's 5 or 6 quarterbacks we could plug into the Eagles, and they still gonna have success.
Let me tell you why. Why you can't put Brock.
Another guy we left out, you know, is Dak Prescott. Dak is in the top 5. You don't think Dak is in the top 5?
I think he's a top 5. I think he's a top 5 player. But let me
during the regular season.
Let me tell you why they first though, because that's a good one. But let me tell you why we can't put Brock Purdy. We seen in the Super Bowl. We seen that year they made a Super Bowl. We seen what happened when his right tackle went down and Deebo Samuel then went down. They lost 3 straight games.
Right.
In the playoffs during the playoff run. When he don't have all that talent, they struggle.
The Eagles.
He's not the guy that
go ahead, Samson.
You draw the game plan up and put it on his shoulder and say, "Hey, we're going to follow you. We're going to do exactly, and we're going to go as far as you take us." You got to have, like, as everybody does, have to have a lot of weapons. But I think Brock Purdy is more dependent on. He is a game manager, as they say.
Right. For all the stuff they say about Jalen Hurts, every time he's hurt, they lose. No matter how great that roster is, every time he's hurt, they lose.
That's because whoever the backup is, like, you still gotta have a competent quarterback. They bring in somebody who's like, they driving on the way to the stadium and they say, "Hey, you ever throw the football? Come on, get in here, play a little quarterback today."
Who is the backup?
This year the backup is Pickett.
Yeah.
In 2022, the backup was Gardner Minshew. Yeah. Another Mississippi brethren. Gardner Minshew.
Shout out.
You claiming him out loud? That's crazy.
No, I'm just saying. We represent Mississippi. Hey, bro. One thing about it, we stick together. We stick together in the field.
Yeah.
Hey, imagine claiming him but talking trash about Joe Burrow, who's from Ohio.
No, this is my thing though. We gotta stop putting Joe Burrow in that category, man, because he had one season. And be real with
where
you,
he lost
just the one.
The last time he was in the playoffs, he got outplayed by Tyler Huntley. Let's not forget, Tyler Huntley fumbled at the 1. He outplayed Joe Burrow.
Right.
He fumbled at the 1.
The Ravens are tough though. Okay, so tell me this. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but not really. So based on this game that we have Sunday, whose legacy as a player, not as a coach, but as a player, whose legacy has the most to gain?
I'll let Mr. Sampson go first.
Doctor?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Patty Mahomes, man. I'm gonna go with Patty Mahomes, man, because
Yeah.
it's going to put him in a category of the greats, man, of the GOAT. Not the greats. He's already in the greats category. It's going to be put him in the category of that one and only. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people have him there already, but that will put him in the category with Tom Brady. Although he's still lacking the number of rings that Tom has, 3 in a
Right.
row is a feat, man.
Right.
I understand the longevity that Tom has put in. I think a lot of people speak to Tom's longevity. Only time will tell, if Patrick has the same longevity. But as far as right now in this moment, I'm going with Patrick Mahomes, man.
Okay. What's up, Mook? What you thinking?
Man, I'm gonna tell you my head answer going with my head, and then I'm gonna tell you the answer going with my heart.
Okay, go ahead. Break it down.
Speaking
Your heart going.
with my head, when I'm gonna say from my head, it gotta be history. Pat Mahomes, right? I think if Pat Mahomes win this game, he surpasses Tom Brady as all-time GOAT. Because those first couple championships, that was because of the defense. Tom Brady was just on for the ride.
Right.
And then he had that long stretch of 7 years, like 7 years before he got another one.
Right.
So with Pat Mahomes, he's been the driving force. He's been the reason. I mean, and simply going from my heart, they already don't respect my boy. If he mess around and don't win this championship, they're gonna be trying to talk about, man, they need to trade him. They can't win a championship with Jalen Hurts.
No.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, they will.
No.
I think they will.
Samson,
No.
they
I
haven't
can see
forgot the fact they still hold it over the man's head that he got benched in the national championship game for Tua. They haven't let that go. As much as this dude has done, even though he outplayed Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl in 2022, they still haven't let the fact go that he got benched by Tua, benched for Tua in the national championship game. That's why
Okay.
people won't put him as a top 5 quarterback. They won't let it go. They won't let it go.
Okay, so here. Oh, go ahead, Samson.
No, go ahead. I was just saying, I can't believe that. You go ahead.
Oh yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna say to that. Cause all right, I'm gonna do one with my head, and then I don't know. I'm just gonna make a case. Y'all let me know what you think.
Right.
So with my head, it just feels like the obvious answer is gonna be Patrick Mahomes, a 3-peat. He's gonna have 4 Super Bowl MVPs, more than likely. Like Tom Brady, I think has 5 Super Bowl MVPs, so he's gonna be right behind them in less than half the time. He has crazy numbers. The conversation is literally gonna be Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady. Everybody else is going to drop out. The same way it became Bron and Jordan and Bron, and everybody else pretty much dropped out of that GOAT combo. So I think that now, however, Saquon Barkley, he could have played that last game and got the record, Eric Dickerson's record. But they decided as a group, let's sit out of this one because we don't want any injury. I think
that's gonna hurt.
Now he's having a historic. But hold on, bro. He's having a historic playoff run. But how many yards he's broken for more than 50 yards? He had that game where he had 3 touchdowns. He's scoring multiple touchdowns every game. So he's like making history as a running back. So if they win the Super Bowl and he's a Super Bowl MVP, that's gonna low key make up for him not being able to get that record during the regular season.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Because my only thing with Jalen Hurts, because I know you said Jalen Hurts, my only thing with Jalen Hurts is there's a little consensus that even if he wins it, they're gonna say yes, he won it, but he had Saquon, but he had AJ, but he had Smith, but he had that defense, but he had that offensive line. So it's gonna take, like, just career-wise, it would take Jalen Hurts probably 2 or 3 Super Bowls for people to be like, okay, Jalen Hurts is really like that. Him getting this 1 Super Bowl, even beating Patrick Mahomes, I think they'll just be like, he has so much around him, he should have.
That's where we differ. That's where we differ. Because I'm telling you right now, if Jalen Hurts win this Super Bowl, he don't even got to win another Super Bowl. If he gets back to another Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, now, I disagree also, because I'm saying if he wins this one, I don't necessarily discount it just because he has weapons like AJ and Saquon now. Because on the other side, Patrick has some weapons too on offense. He has
Every good
Hall of
team
Fame.
have weapons.
And, he has DeAndre. What's my guy that was here in Houston? Wide receiver.
He has D-Hop.
D-Hop. He got D-Hop, man, and D-Hop is a playmaker.
Right.
D-Hop is a playmaker.
Hollywood.
This is a big game for him. First Super Bowl he ever played in, so I expect big things from him. So I wouldn't discount Jalen's Super Bowl just because of his weapons, but I'm sure many people will. But I would like to see him. So that would be his second Super Bowl. He'd be 1-1 in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Obviously the more is better with any quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that, but you know what they're gonna say? Like, here's what they're gonna say: D-Hop, he has him, yes, out of his prime. Xavier Worthy, rookie. Hollywood Brown, off of an injury where he didn't play most of the year. The running backs, none of them are gonna go to the Hall of Fame that he has on his squad.
That's why I didn't mention it. Although when we get to our X factors, I got an X factor.
Okay, bet. Yeah. Okay, let's hop there.
I'm just gonna say one thing before you move on.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm just gonna say one thing. The one thing Pat Mahomes got that don't nobody got, he got 7-11. That man is always open when you talk about Travis Kelce. Nobody ever defended this guy.
But you know what? The only I see the Eagles potentially playing a little bit more man-to-man defense instead of zone. Because if you're gonna play a zone defense with Kelce and Pat Mahomes, it's trouble, man. It's really a field kind of thing. They know the spots. Patrick knows where Kelce's gonna sit down at, and so with zone defense, it makes it a little bit easier for them to cause havoc.
Yeah.
And I love that linebacker that they got for the Eagles.
So
That's gonna put them down.
Yeah.
So Sansa, you mentioned the X factor. You say you have something in your back pocket. Who's the X factor that you're looking for that can shift this whole thing?
Man. I'm going with Pacheco. I think if Pacheco, man, listen up.
Pacheco?
If they can get the running game, the running game. That's the X factor, man. It's not supposed to be something expected.
That ain't no secret. That ain't no secret, Self. This man ain't never lost a playoff game.
If they get the running game, what I'm saying is, if they get the running game going, it could go left real quick.
But you know what, though? It's been starting with him for the last couple Super Bowls. It's been starting with Pacheco.
Yeah, but this season in particular, he hasn't been consistent.
Right.
He's been injured a lot also.
Right.
I don't think he's had really a breakout game like he had before. So that's why I'm going with Pacheco on the X Factor, man.
That man don't know what it's like to lose. He never lost a game in the playoffs. Pacheco. That was a crazy stat.
Yeah.
Never lost a playoff.
Who you got? Who's your X Factor?
My X Factor, man, is Devontae Smith, man.
Okay.
He gonna jump over somebody. Spagnuolo, you can't beat Spagnuolo with your best weapons. They're gonna take AJ Brown. They're gonna want to take AJ Brown away. They're gonna probably double team him. And then they're gonna try to load 8 in the box. So what I'm thinking, they probably gonna do like a box and one, like they were doing basketball, where they'll put somebody on AJ Brown to press him, and they'll have somebody over the top.
They did it with Moss. They did it with Moss already.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do that right there. And then they're gonna probably take out the middle of the field with Dallas Gardner, because that's been his best weapon in the playoffs. Him and Jalen Hurts had the best connection all playoffs. Him and Dallas Gardner. He really has some big games for us. Those three guys is not going to beat him.
One thing I say is Spags is going to give you opportunities to hit him big. But he's going to blitz you. but he's gonna give him opportunities to hit them big if he can connect. He's gonna have to throw it up, and him and the receiver gonna have to be on the same page, and they got
Man,
to connect.
that's a great point. That's a great point because if he's gonna be blitzing a lot, if Jalen Hurts isn't used to picking up or shifting the line, reading those defenses on the front end, like a lot of quarterbacks are, because most quarterbacks don't get the opportunity to call their audibles and just like legit control the line like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning got to or Patrick Mahomes gets to. So with that, I mean, that might take Saquon away to where Saquon becomes a blocker.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and my whole thing is, if you ever watch the Eagles play, they'll get into these hurry up options where they be sending Devontae Smith on all these different like pick screens and quick pass games. And Devontae Smith, he's very, he'll get out the way. He's very quick, like sneaky quick. So he'll get out the way. I know they ain't gonna let AJ Brown beat him. They're not gonna let AJ Brown beat him. And so what if Saquon get 100-something yards? They don't want him to go for 150. They'll let him get 100.
On the flip side of blitzing, the way to counter that, if they beat him because Saquon is a great ball catcher out of the backfield. Beat him with a screen, like you said, hit him for a quick screen. I do believe Saquon will have a big game. I believe he will have a big game, but I believe it would have to be more than Saquon because I don't believe you're going to bottle him up for that entire game as far as rushing or passing. He's going to break one big. He's going to have an explosive play, and he's going to put 6 on the board. You're going to try to contain that as much as you can. And I do believe they're going to box up, and they're not going to let A.J. Brown make any big plays.
To me, it's ultimately going to come down to whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win this game. Because I do think
that's usually how it rolls.
I do think Jaden Daniels was a good prep for what for going against Pat Mahomes. Not saying they're the same player, but Jaden Daniels was so precise in these playoffs, and he was really going down the field. Like he really couldn't be stopped. I think it was coaching really that lost them that game, and the vets wasn't ready. So
man, I was gonna say it was the vets that lost that game.
In rhythm. I don't see Pat Mahomes being in that much more rhythm than Jaden Daniels was. Now, but
again, like you said, he went down the field, so it wasn't all him. Like the defense, the Eagles' defense didn't contain him. They just knocked the rocks out of the wide receivers and tight ends who couldn't hold on to the ball.
I think they did though. But when you were defending them, you're gonna have to cover all 4 downs. That's the thing. Andy Reid is old school. He's playing by the book. He ain't doing that 4 downs crap that Dan Campbell does and
that
Quinn does. He's not too much doing that.
I don't think
it depends.
One thing about the Andy Reid team,
it depends because Pat will say, "Hey, leave us in here on 4th and short," and then we'll say we could go pick it up. As a matter of fact, I think it was the Super Bowl last year. It was 4th and 3rd, and the option was either, or no, it was in the AFC Championship. The option against the Bills, the option was either go ahead and punt the ball off with a couple seconds left, but they went for it on 4th and 3rd, got that first down with Tony, what's his name, and that sealed the game.
Yeah, but that's in the fourth quarter. I'm talking about in the first half. Andy Reid is like they old school. One thing they're gonna make you do, they're gonna make you drive the length of the field. They ain't gonna give you no big plays, and they're gonna make you say, okay, you're gonna score. You're gonna have to be methodical, and you're gonna make a mistake. So they depend on you making a mistake. Because one thing I do say about I got to be realistic about my boy Jalen. He does hold the ball a little bit longer. Like sometimes like they think they can make every play. So sometimes they just hold the ball like he finna come open. And Chris Jones, man, that dude is like Aaron Donald's in the playoff.
Like that was another point. That's another point that I had. Yeah. So Chris Jones, but I'm thinking about the ends. I'm thinking about the 2 D ends, right? So Chris Jones is gonna be coming up the middle. As long as those 2 D ends do their job and keep containment, they keep Jalen bottled in, and then that's trouble because that's what Chris Jones is gonna go to work. if
Yeah.
he can't escape, left or right because those ends go up and keep
Mm-hmm.
contained,
Man,
he's
Chris
gonna have
Jones be
a big
low
day.
managing, bro. I don't never hear his name regular season.
Yeah.
Come playoff time, that's all you hear.
Hey, he
Chris
is though.
Jones, Chris
Yeah,
Jones. That dude be low
yeah.
management. They be like,
Man, he
man, don't
says
even
it
do
for the
that in
right
the regular
time. I'm
season.
not mad at that. So okay, so I'm with y'all a little bit. My X factor, y'all already mentioned him, Chris Jones. If Chris Jones, because like you said, Jalen holds on to the ball. That's a known
Right.
thing because the Eagles like to play. Don't make a mistake. So for Jalen to say, okay, that window's too tight, let me not throw it. I'm gonna hold on to it a little later and take the sack. The thing about
Right.
Chris Jones is he's trying to knock the ball out your hand with that sack. So
Yeah.
off of that, that's just asking for a mistake to happen. And you don't want to be, the worst thing the Eagles could be is 10 points behind KC. If they're 10 points behind KC,
Oh, yeah.
that means he's going to have to throw it. That means
Right.
you're holding the ball more.
Right.
But at
Yeah,
the
the
same
Eagles definitely
time,
want to play with the lead. The Eagles
but at the
definitely want to play with the lead. They want to feed Saquon the ball. They want to give Saquon as many opportunities as possible. They want to play action off of that. And that's
no.
why, you play action off of Saquon and
Right.
hit you big. Yeah, they definitely want to play with the lead.
Right. And also you gotta worry about Jalen Carter too now. But that boy have emerged. He
Boy,
single-handedly wrecked that Rams game.
he did.
Single-handedly.
He did. He
But you know
did.
what? One thing I'll say, a lot of people have been giving, I think, Philly the edge as a team on the Super Bowl, right? Just position wise, one position against the next one,
Right.
standing up against KC, and they saying that Philly is the better of the two. But I didn't realize, I read this earlier. The Kansas City Chiefs have 9 defensive starters and 8 offensive starters returning from the Super Bowl last year. That
Right.
experience is
Yep.
going to it's
Hey,
going to really, really come to fruition in the Super Bowl because those bright lights, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Those bright lights. Everybody talks about it. Everybody's been dreaming about these guys. And it's their first time. Some of them for the Eagles, first time stepping out there. They got a bunch of tickets that they bought already in New Orleans, man. Family,
yeah, man.
here and there. Patrick Mahomes is like another. It's another day at the office, man. And
So you
Been
I
here,
think
done that.
so you
been there,
taking
done that, man.
Kansas D-line over the Eagles D-line?
Wait
To
a
have a
minute,
better
D-line?
game?
You said D-line?
You
I'm
taking
just talking about
Kansas
the
D-line
experience.
over
I'm taking the. Go ahead.
I'm saying, so you taking Kansas D-line over the Eagles D-line? To have a bigger
No, man.
impact?
I'm talking about experience. I'm talking about experience alone in the big
That's what I'm
game,
saying.
the biggest game of their lives.
So you saying though that the Kansas City gonna show up bigger than the Eagles D-line? Because I know you got Nolan Smith, you got Jalen Carter, you got that other guy. What was his name that was drafted with him that same year? What was his name? On the side of Jalen Carter, you got Nolan Smith, and then you got that other one. He was drafted.
Man, the Eagles D line is maybe the best, one of the best D line in the
I
league.
think it's the best.
Yeah,
and their
It's the
defense
best.
too. The defense
And the
is
linebackers.
yeah,
And
and the
this
and the
they
backfield.
second
linebackers. That's
Super
the best
Bowl
part.
now. This they second Super Bowl too. Jalen Carter was a rookie. This is second time in them lights.
Now here's the thing though.
Him by himself. It's just him though.
No, Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith was there.
Nolan Smith was there too? Okay.
Yeah. What?
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. In Pat we trust. All right. so Patrick Mahomes, he knows who's over there, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's not even necessarily on the defense overall. It's which quarterback do you think is more likely to fold?
Hey man, I will say this. I have seen Pat Mahomes running for his life in the Super Bowl now, and it was because of the D line.
But
that Tampa Bay,
he was missing
Super
3
Bowl.
linemen. In that Super Bowl, he had 3 linemen who were out. That makes a huge difference.
Hey, Samson.
They had 5 on the field. That's all I can see. I can see 5 on the field when they lined up.
Hey, Samson, I gotta say this though. I ain't never seen somebody running for their life looking so good. We all walked away from that game. Hey, we all walked away from that game saying Pat Mahomes is the real deal.
Exactly.
Nobody talking
That's
about.
my point.
Look,
That's my point. but they
When
lost.
nobody
They
talking
lost
about
that
the boy
game though.
defense,
But they
we was all
lost.
talking about. You
They
see
came
what the
up with
fuck
an
is
L.
that?
Yeah, yeah. After all that, they came up with an L. But that D
I was
line,
telling,
that's what I'm saying. The D line.
I was telling Josh last week. I was like, man, you got to chop this dude's head off and hold it
Yeah,
up, and he still might open
yeah,
his ass.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
For real.
so then
Because
it
at
goes
any
to
time he
this.
can come back, man.
Yeah,
But it goes to this. Which quarterback do you trust more? And then Pat, because Pat's been there, Pat's gonna say, okay, I know this defense likes, and also Andy Reid. We know how great of a coach Andy Reid is. You just said that Andy Reid might be the
Experience,
greatest
man.
coach ever. Exactly, the
Experience.
experience.
300 plus
Man,
wins.
blitz if you want to. We know if we know anything, because Patrick Mahomes really doesn't have explosive weapons like that for real. Xavier Worthy's nice, but like overall, especially like last year when they led the league in drops, Patrick Mahomes is very patient when he needs to be patient. So he will be like, if it takes 15 plays, we'll do these 15 plays.
hey
It's
Josh,
gonna end in 7,
hey
but
Josh,
we'll
you ever heard
15
this?
plays all the way down.
Hey Josh, you ever heard this phrase? The grasshopper have become the master.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah,
You
you
only guys
heard it.
never heard of them?
You heard that
Yeah,
phrase?
yeah.
Oh, he from Ohio.
That
He
must
might
be
have been.
Mississippi bound.
He from Ohio. He might did hear that phrase. Well, I'm gonna teach you this. The grasshopper has become the master. He come from the Andy Reid's tree. So it's only right that his understudy come up and pass him. He wouldn't have it no other way. Right?
So here's the thing. When you're younger, like I have an older brother, right?
Right.
So you wanna be like, okay, I wanna prove myself that I can beat you, right?
Right.
So sometimes you'll take a risk that you don't usually take because you're trying to beat them. If that
Right.
risk pays off, you look like a genius. If that
Right.
risk fails, you look like Kyle Shanahan. So,
Hey
Hey,
man, but that's part of the game. You got to take those risks because
hey,
those windows of opportunity in those big games, man. You
but
know
that's not
exactly
their
what take.
identity, though. That's the thing. That's not the Eagles' identity to take big risks. We like Jalen is a let me take my time. We're gonna break this down. Are you open?
At the
Are you
last
not?
game
Let
of
me
the year,
hold.
man, the last game of the year, I believe they're gonna take a few more shots and a few more chances than they maybe would take in a normal game.
Yeah,
People might say it's a normal game, it's just another game or whatever. We're just gonna game plan it like a normal game. But even coaches, man, coaches have some plays that they had in the back pocket that they wanted to use all year long, man. And they're like, this
yeah.
is a big game, man. I believe we can slide that one in, man, and make a big play. So, yeah.
yeah. One thing that I've learned about Nick Sirianni, he's shown me that he ain't Shanahan in the playoffs with a running back running for 200 yards and you don't run the ball no more like Atlanta did against Tom Brady. He showed me that he can make adjustments after the halftime. And he showed me that he
Yeah.
ain't Pete Carroll, which at the at the 1 yard line, when everybody know the ball should go to Marshawn Lynch, and he get too smart and want to throw the ball at the 1. So he ain't those
Que
two coaches.
lastima.
He ain't those two coaches. And he ain't
I,
Quinn either, who will
I
sit
can't
there and let
disagree.
it happen. So
I can't disagree.
so if this was
I feel you.
Shanahan,
I
if
hear
this
what
was
you're saying.
Shanahan,
But in the Super Bowl, it gets a little tight.
I,
There's no game 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's
that's
just
what I'm telling
Bradbury,
you, man. All them chips are
Bradbury
pushed
played
to the,
so
to
bad.
the center.
Bradbury played so bad in that Super Bowl the last time they played. I'm surprised
Oh
that they wouldn't get beat. They got beat by the same play 3 times in a row, wide open.
okay.
yeah. Hey
So
man, if it
tell.
worked,
Oh, go ahead, Samson.
nah, I say if it worked.
Oh, for facts,
Yeah.
big facts. Okay,
Man,
so tell me this.
they could have called like 5 pass interference on that guy.
All right, so tell me this, and we'll start with the Eagles. How can the Eagles win this game? Like, if you were the coach, put yourself in his shoes. If you going out here, what's gonna be the focus to win this game?
All right. On the offensive side, obviously, we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run heavy, we're gonna play action. We're gonna run heavy. We're gonna run some more. Because like I said earlier, Saquon is gonna break one out. We know Spags is going to blitz a lot. But I believe Spags is going to refrain from blitzing when you would think you would blitz, and then blitz unexpectedly, because that's how it works. A blitz doesn't work unless you don't really see it coming,
Right.
or unless that particular player just blows up somebody and makes a big play. Otherwise, if a blitz is checked out by the O line like it's supposed to be, everybody should be picked up, and you should get the pass off. So I think run heavy, screens, like Mook said earlier, definitely hit some screens in there just to kind of counter the blitz if you get some blitz here and there. On the defensive side, man to man. I'm man to man if I'm Philadelphia. I'm man to man as long as I can. I throw in some zone. I throw in
Okay.
some zone, man. I throw in some zone.
Okay.
But I would not. I'm telling you, I would not be 50% or more zone. I would not do it. If you do 50% or more zone, you're gonna lose. And Travis Kelce may get the MVP if you do 50% or more on zone.
Right.
I'm telling you now, because you got to realize how easy it is to sit in the zone.
Just to pick it apart.
Yeah, just sit in the zone. It's just the same concept as a zone in basketball, a 2-3 zone in basketball, for instance, where you just see somebody sitting there, if you just know where you know exactly where
Get to the spot,
where his spot is, and that other person is not gonna get to that spot. It's all day. So those will be my two takes for the offense and defense for Philly.
So you're playing man, and how many are you blitzing?
Just depends, man. I don't know how many I will blitz with Patrick Mahomes. I will blitz. I would hope that the D line, like you said, I would hope we could get there with 4 as often as possible.
Okay.
And man up.
So that way you have two safety.
I don't mind sitting the extra one here
if
and
that's
there.
the case.
Yeah, no, I don't mind sitting the extra one here and there, but like Patrick Mahomes, like you said, he's seen all of it before. He's seen these blitzes before, man. So you open yourself up for him when you blitz too much. But yeah, that's how I would get there with 4. I would try to get there as much as possible with 4.
Bet. All right, Mook, what you think?
Man, my game plan is simple. You start the game off. Don't wait to halftime. Receive the kick. You go on one of those 8-minute drives, 5-6-minute drives. You score on the first drive. They come in, they cold. You get a 3 and out. You go up 14, right? You might let them drive down, only hold them to a field goal. You somehow find a way to get a 21-3 lead going into halftime. If you let this game be close, right? So why I say get a 21-3 lead, at that point, you forcing Kansas City to be one-dimensional. Because like he said, his X factor is Pacheco. You gotta make Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes one-dimensional, because they're gonna pull some trick to play that you ain't never seen before. And if they running a balanced attack, you're gonna get got. But if you make them boys one-dimensional and they gotta pass the ball, you can tell them defenders, that great defensive line to pin their ears back and go get them. That's the only chance you get. Because I'm telling you, I've seen too many times where if this game is close, Pat Mahomes is going to find a way to win.
Of course.
They had a 10-point lead and they couldn't hold it going into half-time. You got to have a
21-3. You saying 21-3 it needs to be by halftime.
21-3, or they need to be up 10 plus going into half.
So wait a minute. In the event that it's not 21-3, you saying it's over?
I'm saying if it's close in the fourth quarter, Pat Mahomes don't lose. We see this man down. We see this man with 13 seconds. Win the game. When actually all they had to do was swift kick it. They didn't. But we see this man with 13 seconds go down and win the game. Look, like I said,
Okay.
you gotta cut the dude head off, man. You don't let him be close. Don't even give him the chance. We see this dude with a grade 2 ankle sprain, and if anybody ever had a regular ankle sprain, you know how bad it hurt. This man had a grade 2 ankle sprain and ran for 19 yards, put a dagger in our heart last time. You cannot let this dude be close. His will to win is like something that we ain't. That's what makes the great. The will to win. If you let them be close, it's over with. You got to make Kansas City one-dimensional, and you got to have a solid lead on to the point where Andy Reid can't pull out none of that tricky stuff. Just like you ain't seen Pat Mahomes do a read option all year, number one time all year. They pulled it out against the Buffalo Bills. And he ran it in. You ain't seen that all year.
Yeah. Man, I agree with you. Like, I'm big on when it comes to KC, no lead is safe. That's how the Eagles have to play. No lead is safe. Because even in your scenario, when you were giving it, I was like, no, they're gonna find a way to. If it's like that, they're gonna find a way to make it 21-6. It's not gonna be 21-3.
Yeah, I was saying I don't know how it would go 21-3.
Yeah, if we can just get another field goal, that's what they're gonna do. And then they'll get the ball back to start the second half. They'll score a touchdown on that because halftime is so long. It's two separate games.
That's
And
why I
then you
broke
get
it
less
down.
and you get
It's
hold on, bro.
just,
And you get less TV commercials in the second half of the game. So
Yeah.
you get a whole new game in the second half. That's where he's really like, okay, this is where we got all the high commercials out the way. We got the halftime, all the extra timeouts. Now I get to really put footsie in.
That's why I
So,
broke it down.
so they have to play. The Eagles have to play to win and not to lose. They
That's
have
why
to
I
play
broke
like
it down.
we winning this.
my
That's why I
question
broke
for
it down
Mook
the way
is
I
how do
said
they
it.
get up 21-3 at the half,
Look,
though? How
I'm
do they
gonna
get
break it
up
down to you
21-3?
again. I said they come in, they get the ball first. They go on one of them 7-minute drives
I
where
got
they
that one.
methodically move
Then
down the
Kansas City
field.
go in a 3 and out. You got KC going a 3 and
I
out
said,
right after.
you got Kansas City because they're gonna be cold. They're gonna be sitting on the sideline while he driving his ball down. So they come in cold.
So it's
They
gonna be
out
a
of
3 and
rhythm.
out. That's what I'm saying. On that next one, you saying they
Yeah,
got a 3 and out.
they got to get a 3 and out because they
Okay.
cold. They coming in cold. They can't let them get. You know they saying. You know how you come in cold. You been sitting on the sideline. You super amp. You know you overthrowing the ball on the first couple times. You don't let them get no rhythm. They go 3 and out. So they come right back. They hot. You know what I'm saying? They come right back. You still don't know what they're gonna do. You don't know if they're gonna hand it off. You don't know if Saquon gonna take it 60. You don't know if they're gonna throw a bomb over your head to AJ Brown. You come back, you score 14-0. They get the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
You know they're gonna at least go get 3. They're gonna find some rhythm. They're gonna probably get. They're gonna hit. They're gonna hit. They're gonna hit. They're gonna hit my boy. They're gonna hit my boy Selma Lepton a couple times. They're gonna show Taylor Swift 15
You
times.
sound like you got you sound like you got Pat Mahomes ready to have the worst half of his career in the
Right.
Super
No,
Bowl, man.
no.
60
I'm
You ain't
saying
never
yards
seen this
and
man held
no,
to
no,
3
no.
points in the
That
half.
ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying keep them off the field.
Yeah, but he gonna get on the field. Yeah.
No,
And I got you on that first drive. I'm with you on the Eagles on their first long drive. The 3 and out because they cold. I don't know about that because they gonna be in the dome. It's gonna be on the sideline. They gonna be hype and ready. I'm sure the Eagles want to get a quick 3 and out, but
if you
I
go
don't know
watch,
about 3 and out.
if you go watch Pat Mahomes when he get the ball second, they hardly ever score on that second drive. I mean, they might have only did that in that Kansas City and Ravens on that Ravens AFC Championship game last year.
AFC.
Other than that, most of the time, Pat Mahomes come in and he don't really too much find his rhythm until like he started going to Kelsey, and that's mostly on that second drive. Cause that first drive, they mostly just be filling guys out. Oh, I see how you playing me. Oh, you ain't double teaming Kelsey right now. Oh, we're gonna get 7-11 open. So you know what I'm saying? So I think they got an opportunity to get the ball first, drive down the field, catch them sleeping. They go 3 and out. They drive down, score again. By that time, Andy Reid is over there drawing up. I say you play a shell type defense where you keep everything in front of you. Philadelphia Eagles been great at tackling. They are great at game tackling. You stop them,
They
you
do.
force them to get a 3, and then you try to score again, 21-3, and you look, you say, man, we pin our ears back after that, and we make a one-dimensional. Because at that time,
Okay, so here's my thing. I don't know. I just saw this vision. We're going to see if it happens on Sunday. I think that the Eagles are going to be like, they're going to try to, slow and steady us down the field. And they're going to say, hey, Xavier Worthy, take the top off. And that's going to go to that man that Samson was talking about. They're going to say, all right, we're going to try to play him a man. Xavier Worthy is fast and all get up. he's going to say, "I'll see y'all." You remember that game where it was the Eagles versus the they're the Redskins at the
Yeah.
time, where Vic came out and he went to Deshaun Jackson. They said first play of the
Yeah.
game. He went to the camera people saying it's gonna be 80
I
yards.
left.
Yep, to the house. I can see them doing that just to be like, let's see if your DBs are really talking about it.
Hey, Gardner
Yeah.
Johnson, bro.
Yeah.
Gardner Johnson, he ain't to be played with. And one thing I know,
Nah, I like Gardner Johnson.
about old 32, my boy, dang,
CJ
his name
Gardner
took my
Johnson.
mind. And one thing about my boy
Yeah.
32, Blankenship. One thing you
Yeah.
can't say, he's never in the wrong spot.
Yeah, he a ball hawk, man.
He
He a
might drop
ball
the
hawk.
ball from time to time. He might grab, but that joke ain't never in the wrong spot. And one thing
Yeah.
about a Vic Fangio defense, they play simplicity.
Yeah.
They ain't doing nothing you ain't seen. They just line up and say, I'm better than you. They ain't doing nothing
See,
special.
and that sounds good until you have to keep up with somebody who you're like, yo, did you see how fast he really like
Yeah.
there's
Right.
fast on tape and then there's fast in real life where you're like, yo, you're gonna have to back up deeper in the secondary.
Right. And
You
that's a
can't be
whole other
right here.
dimension. Right.
But I'm saying that's the only chance they got, though. The only chance they got is limit.
You sound like it. No, man. I don't see it like that. I see like, yeah, no, I think it's a balanced game, man. I don't see a blow. Now, I think he could go left at any time now. But
Yeah.
I feel like Philadelphia is always in the game with Saquon, man. Because like I said, he's that X factor, man. At any time he can break one out, whether pass or a run.
Right.
AJ Brown is gonna do his thing, man. He's a possession receiver. You know, it's gonna
Right.
be some third and longs where I believe he'll come up big. Oh, and Jalen's tight end. What's the tight end, man?
That is Goddard.
What's
Daughter?
yeah?
That is Goddard.
That's the safety blanket. Yeah, that's the safety blanket.
Yeah.
So
They
he
gonna
For
take him
got
sure.
out
some
the
spots
game.
too, man.
Spagnola gonna take him out because
Yeah,
that's been his number one target. Spagnola's not gonna let him eat.
that's
I've
the
been watching
safety blanket.
Spagnola for
So
too long. He's gonna take him away.
Okay, so I have a
well,
question for you. And Mook, you kind of touched on it earlier. If for some reason, and we haven't have made our official picks yet, but if for some reason the Eagles lose this game, are you moving on from Jalen Hurts?
No, that's my favorite player. I haven't moved off of Russell Wilson.
oh, that's your favorite player, man. I couldn't even tell, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
tell, man. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You don't say.
But no, bro. I
Okay.
just don't like the disrespect, bro. Like I said, they haven't forgot Alabama, bro. No matter what he do, he'll never be able to live down the Alabama situation because deep in their
I think
mind,
he can live down in Alabama. He won a couple of Super Bowls. Won't nobody ever say Alabama
that's
again.
the only
Because you
way.
remember what
But
they
that's the
did to
only
that
way.
Super Bowl winning quarterback? Huh?
I tell you what, Samson. I guarantee you, if Jalen Hurts was to somehow struggle in the Super Bowl, I'm telling you, they'll go back to 2017 when
Right.
Tua
I won't doubt it.
replaced him. This is the only
I
quarterback
won't
I
doubt it.
know who had a 10-win season last year, and because the whole team fell apart, they try to blame it on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you go from being a top 5 quarterback to you ain't even in
Yeah.
discussion though? They don't justify him getting $51 million a year. How?
Yeah, man.
And
He
you
got.
won 10
I want the
wins.
man to get the bag. He definitely deserved the bag, man. I got him in the top 5, man. Don't
Oh, he
hurt me.
got the bag last year. He got the bag after
Okay,
that Super
Yeah.
Bowl
so
year.
so so you all can't imagine. You all can't imagine a scenario where if, and this is just if the Eagles lose, they'll you guys put Dak in the top 5, and we know Dallas is kind of in a weird spot where they picked up a coach that nobody wanted, basically.
Right.
That call they'll call the Cowboys. Hey, basically the same thing that Dallas did with the Lakers. Hey, you want to trade Dak to us? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
if we give you Jalen in a number 2 or Jalen in a 3, will you send Dak over here? You can't see that world, something like that,
I can't see
and
that
not just
world.
limited to Dallas,
I can't
but
see that
to
world.
any of these quarterbacks.
I can't see
No,
that world.
I can't see that world. No, I can't see it just because. Yeah, no. I actually, I'm going to put Jalen a little bit above that in my
Yeah.
count.
Okay,
I got him
Just
above
because
him.
of his of his success, man,
I'm not
and
at it.
they're both in the same division, so they're playing
Right.
head to head all the time. So
Dallas don't got a
yeah,
Dallas
no,
don't got a
I
debt
think
problem.
what's
Dallas
that?
don't got a debt problem. Dallas got a Jerry Jones problem.
Right,
For sure,
right,
for sure.
right.
That team is cursed. I don't know what Jerry Jones did, but I still say that team is
Yeah,
cursed,
it's
bro.
cursed, man.
That
Yeah,
team, hey,
they must.
I
Yeah,
ain't seen
yeah.
it from the Dez Bryant play, from the from the from the
That was not a
Aaron
catch either,
Rodgers,
man.
It wasn't
from
a
the
catch.
That was not a
from the
catch.
Aaron Rodgers throw where he was falling out of bounds through the ball 18 yards
The
downfield on the
Tony
rope
Romo fumble,
from the
From the
front.
Tony
Tony
very
Romo
Romo,
first
fumble.
game that they
all he
played in
had to
that
do was hold
stadium,
the
man, when
ball.
the Giants came in and signed the side of the wall after they beat them down,
That team is cursed, bro. I'm convinced. He
man.
sold his soul to get that last championship, bro.
Nah.
That team, bro. You can't explain the blunders that this team have every year, year after
Bro,
I
it's
year.
can
it's
explain them.
always
I can
something.
explain them. You know why you can explain them, man? Because you can see a lot of the underpinnings of the Dallas Cowboys. There's no leadership in the locker room. You know what I mean? And then beyond the locker room, you go to the coaching. If the coaches, from what I understand, the players have a direct shot to Jerry, man.
Right.
If whatever coach, pick any coach out of the hat. If they
Yeah,
say we're going to do this X Y Z, the players can say, "No, man, let's go talk to Jerry." And Jerry say, "Well, I think the players have a better idea," and then that's that. So you know
Right.
that sounds like a little bit, but ultimately, the Patriots had all that success at one time, man, because they had one voice. They had
yeah,
Right.
one, and it's a lot of organizations similar to that. Not having as much success right now, but that's what you got to have in an organization like that, man. You can't have
facts.
a lot of different leadership roles and the players not knowing who they can depend on or who they can go to or where the buck stops at. You know what I mean?
I tell
No,
you
that's
what,
facts. That's
this the only
100%.
thing I care about. I want Dak to get traded because I don't even liking the fact I don't even like the fact that Dak there because that make me sometime go for the Dallas Cowboys. If he go ahead and leave,
Yeah,
I can really
they
hate him
not
like I
they
did
won't
when Tony Romo was there.
yeah
He the only
they
one
won't
keeping
give
me
up that.
liking them a little bit. That,
Yeah, I don't see
but
them getting
say this
anything
though.
back.
I I still say this one thing. If Diggs wouldn't have got hurt last year, I think they could have made some noise because they had a shutdown defense. You had Gilmore on one side, and Diggs was picking everything through his way. When he got hurt
Hey
last
man,
year, that stopped their chances.
we can count on two hands how many times the Cowboys have had Pro Bowl players on both sides of the ball, and everybody said on paper, man, it's a Super Bowl team.
Exactly.
Their fans told you before the season even started, it's a Super Bowl team. They said that the last 10 years, man.
This our year.
Most
That's their
fans,
favorite word.
most fans are realistic and they'll say, we rebuilding, man. This may be a down year. Yeah, we don't have all the pieces.
Right.
Not really the Cowboys fans. That's not how they roll, man. So every year, ever since the last Super Bowl, man, and it
That's
just ain't
Aaron
happened.
91.
Aaron Jones,
92?
Aaron Jones in that defense took the Cowboys' heart out before anything else last year. So Diggs wasn't going to come down and tackle Aaron Jones. So no, I don't think that would have changed anything because Diggs doesn't even like to tackle like that. He wants to get the pick. So
Yeah,
so he's not running downhill trying to hit
they
something
got a
for real.
talented team, man. They have a
No, they
talented
have
team.
talent for sure. Nobody would ever take that away. But
Man, that
I
team.
feel like it's what Samson said. It's about the discipline. It's about the buck not stopping there. Like it's too much. All right, but here we go. It's a moment of truth. It's time for us to put our chips in the middle of the table. Samson, go ahead and start us off. Who is
What we
your
got,
Super
man? What
Bowl
we got?
winner and who's the MVP?
All right. So I'm gonna go with KC as the winner, Super Bowl winner. Pat Mahomes. They do it. They get the three-peat. The world stops for a second and say, "Oh man, we all saw something." that nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah.
I got the score at 33-30. I got a tight one, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a good game, man.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I do have it as fairly high scoring. I think Saquon will break one. He'll have explosive play. I think it'll be tight toward the end, and I think Patrick Mahomes will at least get him in field goal position to make it a game, man. A field goal winning.
Okay. Mook, what you
And
got,
they got
bro?
Pat Mahomes as an MVP.
Bet. Mook, what you got?
I got it 31-21 Eagles.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts. 3 rushing touchdowns.
Woo!
1 passing. Super Bowl MVP.
Okay. MVP. Yeah.
31-21.
You do
Write it
that. You
down.
got to be.
That's tough.
31-21. Write
31-21.
it down. You need to clip this up. I said it first.
Wait. But also, that takes away what you said at the beginning about the field goals.
Nah, he
Man,
got at least one in there.
They're going to get at least 21 now. So, probably 24. Yeah. 31-24.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
31-24. Okay. 31-24.
Okay.
All right.
So I have
I want to say
KC winning.
31-17. I wanted to say 31-17. But I did.
That's tough.
Say it, man.
Hey, wait. Land the plane, bro. Land the plane. What's the score?
I really want to say 31.
Man.
Look. I really want to say 31-17, but for respect for Mahomes, I'm going to say 31-24.
I bet. All right, cool. So 31-24, final answer. So I have KC winning it. They're going to go ahead and three-peat. I said KC was going to win since the preseason.
Brady.
I said until somebody beats him, I don't believe it. So I have KC winning 34-27. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. And that's all she wrote.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all something, man. Let me ask y'all one thing.
What's up, bro?
Do y'all have a problem? What is the problem with greatness, man? What do people have against greatness, man? I was never a New England Patriot fan, man. You know, particularly, but I appreciated the dynasty, man. I appreciated the wins, man. The greatness, the sustained greatness, man. You know what I mean? The Lakers. I remember Shaq and Kobe, man. The dynasty, man. They could have won at least 2 more, I believe. You know,
I didn't like
and
them.
had things, you know, played out differently, man. So I'm wondering what's going on with the dynasty, man. What do people?
All right, so here's what I would say. I got you, bro. So here's what I would say. It's fatigue. I feel like people are tired of it because honestly, that's why I wasn't a Patriots fan. Like honestly, and that's why I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes because I was already on the wrong side of history with the Patriots. I'm not doing it twice. So I think people get fatigued, and then people love the underdog story until it's no longer the underdog story. They're like, okay, we want to see David beat Goliath. But then when David becomes king, they're like, all right, who's up next? Like, there got to be somebody else.
Mine personal. Those dynasty teams always cost me money. They always cost me money. I'm going to tell you why. For years, I was going with the Patriots, right? Oh, the Patriots, they're going to win. I was going against the Patriots. So every year I'm going against the Patriots, they win. The one year I go with them jokers, they lose. Thank you, Giants. Lose me my money.
Come on, Eli.
Look, I'm going for the Lakers. Oh, I'm going against the Lakers every year. They win. One time I go for the Lakers, they lose. Thank you, Detroit Pistons. So,
come on, you the problem.
That's sports, man. That's sports, though. That's what I love about it, though. That's my point. That's the exact point. Because you can be great for so long, but that doesn't mean teams don't come trying to knock you off of that mountain, man.
Right.
And they come at you as a champion. You know they come at you as a champion even harder. Because they're like, man, it's a champ. And if we can beat them, we can catch a win over them, you know, we can propel ourselves next year or the next game or whatever it may be.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah, bro. It's like the same reason, like people. It's like why people like Marvel movies. You know, you want to see the team, they get knocked down. Iron Man's off the picture. Captain America, nowhere to be found, da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, they rise up from the ashes and they win. And boom, billions of dollars later. It's the same thing in sports. We see Tom Brady doing all this winning. Eli comes out of nowhere, beats them. The world is right again.
Yeah.
People just like the underdog story.
Yeah,
Until
unless you
start
came
winning
to
too much.
conquer.
And then you're the problem.
Unless you came to conquer. You lose everything you running.
Oh, no. They talk about bringing them back. They talk about bringing them back.
They need to. Look at Robert Downey Jr. He did all that filth, and they still wouldn't kill him off. And now they talking about he gonna be Mr. Doom.
Dr. Doom? Man, listen. I don't know. But in conclusion, me and Samson are right. This has been another episode of Nothing Nice. We appreciate y'all pulling up. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit us up on social media, all that. We'll chop it up after the game. Love.
Keep that same energy.
Yeah,
all right,
man.
we up.